another Google Gemini video, and this one is about using Canvas for coding and creating documents. And so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to create some infographics, create one or two silly games, and then how to share your genius ideas using Google Sites. And so let's start with Google Gemini first. So when you're in Google Gemini, I am in advanced. You can come up here, you got your choices. All you have to do is click on it. If you see Canvas down here in the middle, that means that's an option to use. I usually use 2.5. And then so down here, you can just create your prompt on what you want to do. So I'm just going to ask it to create a basic web page. Oops. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask it to create a web page with a bunch of happy emojis. I already said create it with with Canvas, and let's hit go. And so while it's doing this, it's creating the code. And then have Gemini write a document or a code that you can edit. And let's hit try now and see what happens. There you go. We don't have to do it that way. I just like to do it that way. And here's my web page. And so you see the preview up here. You go here, you can see the code. You can, if you have HTML and CSS skills, you can go through it, make sure it's the way you want it. Probably need to improve it sometimes a little bit, but you can just look at it. And if you like it, you can copy it. And you can make an HTML page and share it with everyone. All right, so that's how basic it is to do. Now, I've already created quite a few of these, and so let's go to the first one. So I'll show you the web pages first, and then I'll show you how I did them. All right, so I went into Canvas, basically said the same thing, that I want to create a document that shows people how to do a dual monitor setup, and that was my prompt. And I did originally ask for images, and it came out and said, hey, I can't create images, so you're on your own with that. So it did do small symbols and icons instead, and this actually looks a little bit better. There's a couple of notes here. It says Mac OS and Linux have similar settings, usually found under System Preferences, Settings, Displays. I did ask it to do specifically for PC. And then down here it also says infographic created with HTML and Tailwind CSS. And so basically what this is this is the actual web page. So if you go up here, you'll see that it actually implemented it in Google Sites. And so if I go to Google Sites and I am on dual monitor setup, this is what it looks like in Google Sites. And so if you've never used Google Sites, it's actually a pretty good resource. And so all you have to do is, if you have a Google account, you can go to Google Sites. And then you can start with a blank site if you want. And you can see some of the ones that I've done recently. And so that's how that one works. So we did dual, and we did dual. And so if you don't like this up here, you can get rid of it, or you can change it. So there are some things you can just do basically in Google Sites, or you can find what you want and you can just embed the code yourself. And so that's what I did. I just embedded the code. So let's go to Google Sites. I'm going to do a blank page, and this is what it looks like. And I think we asked Gemini to do this. So I am going to take the code, and I am going to go in here, and I want to do it in this site. So I'm going to do embed. And up here it says by URL. Nope, I'm going to do embed code. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to hit insert, and then I'm going to make it bigger if I want it bigger. And then I am going to take this, and I am going to change the header type to title only. And actually I'm going to delete it, so I can delete this whole one. So this will be the page. And you can tweak it a little bit. You got a lot of options over here if you want. And then you can hit publish. You need to give it a web page, so we're just going to say happy emojis, and it says that site's available, so we'll hit publish. And then I'm going to go up here and get the link. And if I want to share it with my friends, I can just give them the link, or I can test it. Oops, did I do it right? There you go. And that's the page. Let's do one more. I did whack-a-mole. So another one that I did, if you go over here, I did whack-a-mole game creation. And if you scroll, you can see I did a lot of iterations. So I started with a lot of iterations, and then I ended up going back to almost the one that I started with. And so again, we're in preview. If you go to code, you can see all the code. You can go to preview, you can copy, and you can put it into Google Sites. And so this is what Google Sites looks like when it's in Google Sites. And because I already made the page, this is the page. And so I'm going to hit refresh. I'm going to launch it. So even though these don't look like astronauts, those are the people. It's got a countdown, got clouds. You'll see that it's not perfect, but it's kind of fun. Got the liftoff, got the flames, got the smoke. Now it's trying to come down. And then this part right here is what I'm trying to tweak. It's coming down a little bit slow. I think it has something to do with all my animations with the clouds. I think they're not working well together. Notice the top part is off because it's separated. So this is one of I guess the booster rocket trying to come down. And then it's landed. And then if I want to do it again, I can hit refresh. And then the next one we need to do is, did I do Whack-A-Tech Bro? Let's do Whack-A-Tech Bro. So this is another one that I did again. If you go over here, I got the code. So we talked about the code. I'm not sure we did the page yet, so let's go back. I created all these images in Gemini, and I got this. I got my little hammer. So let's hit start. And this goes for about 30 seconds, and it keeps track. There you go. And so I have it going a little slow so I can catch them. Give me a chance. We'll try to do, we'll let it go. And then here's what the site looks like in Google Sites. And again, you can get rid of some of this stuff. You can get rid of this. I'm not sure you want to. You can do some colors. You can upload a picture. You can do, let's hit a different style. And if you don't like it, you can do undo, I think. There you go. And so you got options. You got a lot of things you can do in here to add stuff. And then you just hit publish, and then you get the web link. And that web link takes you to this one. And then you can play again if you want. And so I know this is probably one of the interesting things that people like to do is they like to code with it now. They like to make things. I actually like doing the dual monitors and the infographics and stuff like this more than I like doing web pages and games. But you do have a lot of things you can do. So again, you can create infographics, you can create silly games, and you can share your genius ideas by using Google Sites to do this. And if you never use Google Sites, I recommend that you do because it's actually pretty cool and it's free. So have a good time doing it.